Hello there. I told you guys I was coming back. I am back. Hello, Instagram. I'm actually on two platforms today, guys. I wanted to share my brilliance with each platform. So you'll see me looking up and looking down because I'm talking to everybody. Good morning, Charmaine. Hello there. Hey, Charity. Hello, hello, hello. I told you guys last week that I was coming back. I am back. And I just wanted to discuss real quickly, stop giving yourself a pass to be last or permission to be mediocre. What do I mean by that? I mean, when people talk about, oh, I'm doing my best. No, you're not. You are not doing your best. You're not. You're doing bare minimum and you're settling for less. That's what you're doing when you say, I'm doing my best. And prime example is in my fitness studio, I always challenge my clients to the next dimension. And one of the things I say to them is, give me 10 minutes of your best. And all of a sudden, they have more. They give me, 10 seconds. All of a sudden, they have more. They give me 10 seconds of their best. And here's how I know that people don't operate at their best. Because your best gives best results, period. And so if your life isn't your best, that's because you're not giving it your best. A lot of you guys are looking like yesterday. And what I mean by yesterday, you are operating off of yesterday's blessings, the things you did yesterday, the things that you benefited from yesterday, and you've settled for those results. Stop giving yourself a pass to be last. When you say I'm doing my best, you shut your mind down to just do what you've done previously. Going to the next dimension requires you doing your best on a consistent basis of challenge yourself to the next dimension. What is your next dimension? The place where you want to quit is your next dimension. Stop giving yourself permission to be mediocre. Stop quitting when your body says quit. Stop quitting when your mind says quit. Go to your next dimension. Stop giving yourself a pass to be last. Prime example, we have 28, 27 more days left in the new year. How many of y'all have checked out? How many of you guys have already started your 2019 vision? And that's good. I'm not saying anything negative about that at all. But what I am saying is, what about the here and now? What are you doing here and now different? What are you doing to maximize your now, right? Don't allow yourself to get caught up in what you did yesterday, or like some people say, the good old days. The good old days are just that, the good old days. They're gone. They're finished. Stop giving yourself a pass to be last. I see a lot of times people post on social media, progress, not perfection. What is that exactly? What is that exactly? You're giving yourself a pass to be last. You're giving yourself a pass just to progress instead of elevate. When God says that he wishes above all things that we prosper and be in good health, and prospering, settling for you, what is that? Stop giving yourself a pass to be last. And I want you guys to talk to me. What have you given yourself a pass to be last in? Really, share with me. What have you given yourself a pass to be last in? It's time out for what we've done in the past, because what we've done in the past, it is not going to work in the future. It's not. What is that thing that God has told you to do, and for whatever reason, you have not did it? What is that thing? I see a lot of you guys are on here. I got Bonnie, Robin, Sandra, Tanya, Robin, two Robins. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining me. And on Instagram, it's quite a few people. Y'all names are funny on Instagram, so I'm going to even try to figure it out. But I see Hype Lady is here. That's my girl, Crystal. I see Mitri. That is actually my bonus child from years ago. Hello, guys. Mitri said full-blown procrastination, shaking my head. That's it. And guess what, Mitri? That is the thing, procrastinate. I was talking to my friend on yesterday, and I said, what is the reason? Why do you procrastinate? And she really couldn't share with me why. And here's the thing. You are too afraid of what's on the other side that you stay stuck in the here and now. Guess what? Your breakthrough is on the other side. Once you get to the other side, you'll realize that you've been giving yourself permission to be mediocre. Just jump in. Literally, just jump in. When I started the transition to go from my 9 to 5 to, from my 9 to 5 to full-time entrepreneurship, literally, guys, I just jumped in. Yes, I had a transition plan, but I jumped all in with not knowing the full end. Guess what? Because I am going to bet on me. I'm going to show up for me. And here's the thing. You don't believe that you'll show up for you. It's why you procrastinate, period. That's it. You don't believe that you'll show, so you stay in the same place because you don't want the risk of you not showing up. And you know, in full-time entrepreneurship or whatever you decide to do requires your participation, so you don't show up. You know, you're scared that you won't fully show up, so you won't go all in. But guess what? You show up every day for somebody else. You do. You show up every day for somebody else. And here's the reason why. You understand the exchange. You understand that if you show up on somebody else's job, in 2 weeks, you'll get a paycheck, right? You understand that if you show up for your friend, you guys will continue to be friends because that's what friends do. Well, when are you going to be a friend indeed to yourself? When are you going to be a friend indeed to yourself? And so Robin Lovelasher says, getting into training. Give me a little bit more clarity on that, Robin, so I can help you gain some information on moving forward in that. And then Tanya says transition coaching program. And so give me a little bit more information on that, guys. I need a little bit more information to help you guys grow through these processes, because here's the thing, it's real. I'm not saying that just stop giving yourself permission to be last is easy, right? But guess what? It's not hard either. You're already doing it. You are already doing it, but you're doing it for other people and you're putting yourself in the last position. Here's what I mean by that. You wake up every single day, at least 300 days out of the year, to go and invest in somebody else's vision. And so they're in the priority space. And I get it, connections, all of that. If you don't go to work, you can't pay your bills. I get it. At the same time, where do you fall in place? Where do you fall in place to that? Where do you fall in place to that? At some point, you got to give yourself permission to be first. You got to give yourself permission to be first. And that's what I did years ago, prior to transitioning from corporate America. I'm talking about life. I had to give myself permission to be first. I weighed over 271 pounds, and it was as a result of me giving myself a pass to be last. I said, you know what? The way for me to fix this is give myself permission to be first. And so I put myself at the top of my list. And as a result of me putting myself at the top of my list, my life increased for the better in every area. And here's the thing, guys, whatever you're procrastinating in is directly connected to something else, right? And so a lot of times people will see my weight loss as just being my weight loss, physical weight loss. But when I tell you my life has elevated because I went through that process, I changed my mindset, I developed some new disciplines. Those things happen as a result of me committing to putting myself first, giving myself permission to be first instead of last. What about you? Tanya says, I will be launching my program, just need to get moving. People are waiting. Yes, people are waiting, guys. They are waiting on your yes. And here's the thing. You're going to have to answer for it. You are going to have to answer for the people that you influence. There are some people that are not going to move until you do. Again, another example of my own. When I decided to discipline myself with losing weight, guess what? My tribe that was around me at the same time began to do the same thing without me saying anything. So there are people waiting on your yes. And you are responsible for their movements. So what are you going to do? Are you going to push them to their purpose, or are you going to paralyze them by continuing to procrastinate? I'm going to say that again. That was good. Are you going to push them to their purpose, or are you going to paralyze them by procrastinating? What are you going to do? There's so many people attached to your yes. I see my brother Cedric is here now. I'm just scrolling up real quick to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Robin, I'm still waiting on your answer, dear, because I want to help you get through that. Because here's the thing, guys. Fear is just temporary. It's just something to hold you back, and you already know that you got the goods. Here's another thing. God is never going to give you anything without already providing the provision. If God told you to do it, the provision is there. You simply have to participate. The question is, will you? Will you participate in your own process? A lot of you guys are whining to God. You're crying to God that you need a breakthrough when God is already saying, you got it. I've already given you your breakthrough. You sitting on it. You're procrastinating. Some of you guys are still just stuck in yesterday. You're stuck in habits. Here's a very practical question. When is the last time you got off on the other side of the bed? Do you know what it even feels like to get on the other side of your bed? Or do you just go the same way, autopilot, getting off on the same side every single day? For a lot of you guys, it's yes. You get off on the same side of the bed. Why? Because you trained your brain for same. It's that simple, guys. You've trained your brain for same. And so you got to stop training your brain for same and train your brain for change. Stop giving yourself a pass to be last. And I paused because I want you guys to get that. Don't just get on the live, hear a great word, it resonates with you, and you do nothing. I want you guys to execute today, now, on something that you know you've been procrastinating in. Do something different. We still have 28, 27, I don't know how many days. We got enough days to do something different. I never do the same thing every single day. My studio is 5 minutes from me, and sometimes I go around Robin Hood's Bond to get there if I have the time to do it, just to change things, just to shift my brain, not to get comfortable with saying, what are you doing? Where are you? You know, you guys know that's my favorite question. I love to locate myself on a consistent basis. I'm locating myself. I'm checking myself to make sure I'm not doing the same. As a matter of fact, same flat out irritates me. It gets on my freaking nerves. Yes, I said freaking. All the saints, I said freaking. It gets on my freaking nerves, not just for me, but for people that are around me, right? Guess what? If you stuck, you'll never be able to help me to get to where I'm going because you stuck. You can only go to the level where you are. You can only go to that level. And so if you've maxed out at that level, guess what? That's it. You're no good. You can offer nothing any further to you and anybody else around you. And so Lisette says, are you going to push them to their purpose or paralyze them by procrastinating? That's exactly right. And so thanks for scribing, setting. Bonnie says, listen, I am trying not to give up. Don't give up, Bonnie. Listen, your breakthrough is on the other side of you thinking about giving up, right? That is a trick of the enemy. You're almost at the finish line. That's when it gets at its toughest, when you're near the finish line. That's when you want to quit, when you're near the finish line. I tell my clients, move, go, execute. Stop thinking about it. Just do. Just do it. And so Robin says, becoming a fitness instructor. Robin, listen, you're already helping millions, and you know that. And when I say millions, you influence people that you don't even realize that you influence. Posting on social media gives you such a platform that you don't know who you have touched. And so if the vision is on the inside of you, you need to execute. Just imagine that if I didn't execute on some things that you participated in my program, where would you be? Where would you be? And so don't do a disservice to people that are waiting on your yes, Rob. And so, you know, I'm the execution strategist. You tell me something, you better get ready to do it, or you better get ready to be irritated by me holding you accountable. I don't play those type of games, guys. Don't say you want to do something and don't do it. Just keep it to yourself. Literally, just keep it to yourself if you know you're a procrastinator. I hate procrastination and I hate procrastinators. I don't even want you among me if you're a procrastinator. Because if you procrastinate with you, guess what? You're going to procrastinate with me. And I'm not having it. Bonnie says, I get close to a place where I've never been and I automatically retreat. And so, Bonnie, guess what? You're not alone. There are so many people that get close and then they fall back to their old habits. And here's the reason why. You haven't changed your mindset. You trained your brain to quit. I'm going to say that again. When you don't finish something, you train your brain to quit, period. And so your mind is a quitter. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Your mind is a quitter because you've trained it to quit. You've trained it to get right close up to the point right here and quit. And so when you get to things right there, your mind is like, this is the end. This is our finish line. And so you have to retrain your brain to finish. I tell people that are in my detox program, because a lot of times people get in a program that are 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, things like that. And in their mind, they go to the end and they overwhelm themselves. Take it one step at a time. Finish one day, get to your next day, get to your next day, get to your next day, and commit to finishing. Commit to finishing. But stop quitting. Quit quitting is one of the things that I tell my clients. Quit quitting. Finish it. Train your brain to finish and not quit. That's it. That's when it gets the hardest, when you are at the finish line. That's exactly right. That is exactly right, Seti. And Robin says, yes, ma'am. She said, that's part of the reason why I said it. I know that you encouraged me to get there. Exactly. Absolutely. So I've been giving Facebook all the love where I see I got folks on here from IG. If you let me scroll up and see if I've missed any questions from you guys. Hey, Carissa, I see you on here. I see your comments. Yes, guys, let's take these next 28, 27, however many days there's left in 2018 and maximize them. Do you know it don't take a whole lot to do something, but it takes a whole lot to do nothing? I'm going to say that again. It takes a whole lot to do nothing. It does. And so if you're spending a lot of your time just being busy, you want to change that. People ask me, was your weekend busy, or how's your day going? Was it busy? No, my day, my weekend, my days, my years are productive, never busy, productive, because I'm intentional about what I do. I'm intentional about what I connect to. That's another thing. You guys are connecting to disconnects. You're connecting to disconnects. You were never supposed to be connected to the people that you're connected to, and you stay there because it feels good. You stay there because it's comfortable. You stay there because y'all at the same playing field. Nah, if you at my playing field, I don't want you around. You got to have something that's going to elevate me. You got to have something that's going to stimulate my mind. You got to have something that's going to make me check myself and say, do better. You got to have something. So what is that something? What are you connected to that you know you need to disconnect from? You know it no longer serves you in a good way. It may be serving you, but not in a good way. What are you doing? And y'all know my favorite. What are you not doing? What are you not doing? Because a lot of times you can come up with a grand list of what you're doing, but what are you not doing? That's my question. What are you not doing? What are you not doing? Tanya says, girl, still writing every day. Gotta go now. You're welcome, my dear. Thanks, Tanya, for joining us. Tanya was another one. She told me she wanted to write a book. I said, okay, Tanya, let's do it. What's holding you back? Gave her a quick strategy that she can do, and she is doing it. So kudos to you, Tanya. I love people that execute. It's one thing not to know and you stay stuck, but once you get the answer, you need to go. I'm going to say that again. It's one thing not to know and you stay stuck, but when you get the answer, to go. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You know you don't like where you are. You know you don't like what you have. What are you waiting for? I see people all the time complain about their job, but then they do nothing, absolutely nothing to change it. What are you doing? What are you not doing? How are you participating in your own process? How? It's a question, guys. How are you participating in your own process? How? That's a question. I want y'all to answer that. Welcome, welcome for the people that are just jumped on. Please go back and look at the replay. If this resonates with you, I want you to share it. Invite your friends to join us, because guess what, guys? It's time out. I am so tired of God's people struggling. I really am. It's the reason why I do what I do. I know that I am called to help people execute. God giving me the gift of execution was not just for myself. It was not just for the people that are around me. Guess what? It will be cool. It will be comfortable for me to just give the gift of execution to the people that are around me, to my family. Guess what? Because they're executing. Remember, you can't be around me and don't execute. Literally, people do one or two things when they're in my presence. They either elevate or they exit, because I don't play same. I don't play mediocrity. I'm going to get on your nerves, and guess what? You're going to get on mine. Literally, because if you don't want to elevate, I'm not your girl. And I'm not one that, when we're in each other's presence, I'm always, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, my life screams execution. When I show up in the building, people see execution. What do people see when you show up? What are people saying when you show up? Because people got a lot of lip service. I want to know what people are saying when you're not in the room. What are they saying when you're not in the room? And so, guys, I want you to stop procrastinating if that's your thing. And the majority of the time, that is the thing, why you're not going into your next dimension. Stop procrastinating. Jump all in. Give somebody that can help you get to your next dimension. I am a resource, but I'm not everybody's resource. Everybody is not ready for me. And guess what? I'm not ready for everybody. Point blank simple. There's no way to even make that pretty. But those that are ready, let's get it. Inbox me. Let's change these last few days that we have in 2018. You do not have to wait for 2019 to get going. I don't wait for the next year to ever come in before I start on my next. I'm always ahead. That's one of the reasons why I do my detox on Black Friday. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Life is always going to happen. You happen in life. Stop allowing life to happen to you. And Angela says, if you don't want it, if you don't want to elevate, then I'm not your girl. That's it. She's scribing what I said. I'm not your girl. Can your issue be that you are trying to do too many things at once? Absolutely, Bonnie. You got to prioritize that thing, right? Because you can't do everything at once. And some things you're not even supposed to do. A lot of times we put ourselves in position in places that God hasn't even given us the capacity to do, to finish. So it can absolutely be that you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And so you got to be still, Bonnie. There's some practical tools that you got to do to get in proper alignment. You got to get in proper alignment, guys, in order to do what you want to do. But guess what? What are you willing to do in order to get to what you want to do? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? I found that a lot of people don't want to do the work. They want the promise, but they don't want to grow through the process. And so what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? So again, guys, don't let this live be just another live. Don't let it be something that motivates you, but you don't execute. I always leave my lives with an action item, because I'm never in someone's presence just to be there. It's intentional. It's a God thing. And so don't take it lightly. Don't take it for granted that you're here. I want you to identify one thing. Let's do one thing. Identify one thing that you need to do, and I want you to do it. And Bonnie, in your case, yours is simply looking at all that you're doing and identify what you don't need to do and what you don't want to do. Start there. And then for those that need additional help, you need some clarity of vision, ask me. Let's see if we're a good fit. And listen, I don't take everybody on. Everybody is not my client. I am not. Let me tell you, I am not a great fit for everybody. I know that. And everybody is not a great fit for me. And so anytime that I do discovery sessions, I'm automatically analyzing whether or not we're a good fit. And then if I have a good fit for you, I'll refer you, but let's at least have the conversation. Let's have the conversation. Don't spend another day, forget another year, another month. Don't spend another day in the place of same, because change is waiting. Elevation is waiting. But if you don't do anything to shift, guess what? You'll be in the waiting room. That's another live, another day, but it's coming. The waiting room. What do people do when they're in the waiting room? Have an amazing day, guys. I absolutely have enjoyed our time together. Take action. Execute now. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Bye.